Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is now the way part 14. That one that was titled, part 13 was titled 14. This one you can see now is carrying 14 again. So yeah, this is how I married a man that didn't exist. If you are seeing this for the first time, it means you need to start from the beginning. There's a playlist. There should be a playlist by now in the description, so go check and start there. Those of you that are up to date, let's go.
Okay, so the real part 14 to how I married a man that didn't
That's it.
exist. This is going to be the last part for a couple of hours. I am at work, so part 15 will be coming in a couple hours. So after this, more money was being spent. He needed tires for his car. The tires on his car were bald AF, like all four of them. How does that even happen? All four at the same time? Like, what are you doing? Like drag racing?
He's using the money to fund his addiction. He has seen somebody who just getting money from. I told you guys that this man is not working. He's not working. There's no way he can work in his condition. So what he does is move from one woman to the other. People that will be feeding his addiction. No.
Anyway, so it was a thing of safety at that point. He could not drive that car safely. He transported the kids in that car. And I wasn't riding with his ass, and he wouldn't be able to get over to Fort Lauderdale in that car. So me and his mom talked, and I bought 2 tires and she bought 2 tires, and this was going to happen after they got back from Connecticut. This was the end of the trip. They were on their way back, and I was going to travel from Fort Lauderdale over here to visit them once they got back. Like the night they got back, I was coming. So we had already established that we were buying tires for him. They were getting back on a Friday, I believe, and Saturday morning we were going to get the tires. That is not a huge relevant part right now. It's just establishing the line of money that was going out. So during this time, there are periods of huge insecurity. I was having nightmares about him cheating on me. And something in
At this rate, cheating is not even your problem. Because to me, the man is doing way more than so God, things he's doing is even more than cheating because that one I don't even know what to say. I'm not confused. Let's just continue.
my spirit was telling me something wasn't right. Like I felt very unsettled, and I would tell him that I did not hold this in. And I realized this as I was going back and reading the messages earlier. I would tell him how I was feeling. I was very insecure, and I was like unraveling. I was like having panic attacks almost. So I would tell him these things, and after each time I told him a little tidbit about that, there would be a video call. And after the video call, it would be back to like head over heels love. And I realized that's how powerful his words and his manipulation was. And this is just the beginning. Guys, I know that y'all have been thugging it out with me for 15 parts.
This is just the beginning. That means we've not. This is just the beginning. Hey, God have mercy.
But we're not even close to the plot twists of everything. This is just the beginning, before we even got married. And his words were so powerful and manipulative at this stage that I had these huge insecurities, and I was telling him this, and just a video call was enough to blow my mind up, like full of bubbles. And after the video call, everything was nice and calm, and I love you, baby. I can't wait to marry you. I can't wait to see you. And I am just baffled at how much there is looking back and reading that all now. This is the first time I've done this in a year. So oh gosh, it was insane. So anyway, now that they're back from Connecticut, the focus went back to getting medical care. I went over for that weekend and we discussed treatment. I told him I would not marry him unless he was sober. So I had found a place for him to go on the East Coast, and he said he would go. So that was probably about 45 minutes away from where I lived at the time in Fort Lauderdale. So we made a plan for him to come back to Fort Lauderdale with me Monday morning or Sunday, and I was going to take him to the treatment center. I had already called and talked to the treatment center. They didn't take like appointments or hold beds, but they said I could call the morning of to see if they had any available and we could bring him. So that's exactly what we were going to do. So to step away from this plan, this is the weekend that I would tell my parents about my engagement. So I was super nervous. I think I knew exactly what my parents were going to say, and I knew I couldn't hold off any longer, but I was also really scared to tell them. So my parents and I have a group chat, and I had put in the group chat that I had something important to tell them, or some news or something. And my dad said it's one of three things. You're pregnant, you're adopting a child, which I don't know where he came up with that one, or I'm moving, I think the third one was. And I said, well, it's none of those three. So I think that I called them at that point. I FaceTimed my mom. I did not tell them over text, I don't think. And I told them we're getting married. And that conversation went about as you can imagine, a little more gracious than I imagined it to go. They were very concerned. Now, they didn't have any inherent problems with Rob at this point. They had spoken to him on the phone, like in passing on FaceTime, and they knew we were spending a lot of time together. They knew I was spending a lot of time with the girls. Their issue was it was so fast. They said, Chastity, what are you in such a rush for? My dad was like, do you guys love each other? And I said, yes, we do. And he goes, then why are you rushing? Why not wait? Why not spend time together? Y'all don't even live together yet. Like, why are you rushing this? And I was so adamant and so stubborn that I was just like, Dad, I promise I'm okay. Like, this is what I need to do. This is what I want to do. I told him, I said, I prayed about this, and I feel like this is my person. I feel like God has sent me my person. Now, I'm not an extremely, like, overly religious person. I have my own relationship with my higher power.
God will be looking at you. Chastity, when did you and I have this conversation? You did not include me in this conversation. Or better still, I was talking, but you were not listening. Because see all the sign, the man, like, see all the sign, everything was there. And I will say this again, there's always a sign. You know, when people say, oh, I didn't notice, there's always a sign. But just that emotions, which is another reason why, if we're truly Christian, we ought to abstain from sex. When we abstain from sex, it will save us from a lot of headache. Our emotions will not cloud our judgments, but we don't like to listen. We don't like to listen to that part. We like to just, nitpick what we want from the Bible and then leave the rest for God. And later we are still the ones that will still come back crying to Him. That's what we always do. And I'm not just saying it just so. Even I myself, I'm guilty of it. We will leave the part of the Bible that doesn't suit us for that moment. When it now comes to bite us, we will not come crying back.
During this time, I did feel connected, and I felt like this was a sign from a higher power, from the universe, from karma, from whatever you want to call it. I felt like my person had finally been sent to me, and that I was going to live the life that I was meant to live, and I was going to be loved and be able to love in return. So I was super headstrong about, this is my decision, regardless of what anyone thinks. I appreciate your feedback, I appreciate your opinion, and I hope that you'll support me, but I love him, and this is what we're gonna do. Full disclosure, I did not expect my parents to come to my wedding. And I don't say that in any other way other than to say it was short notice, and because they really did not agree with how fast we were moving, and they had every right to feel that way. So
parents will always be parents. Like, we don't know how much our parents love us. Parents will always be parents, even when they don't agree with our choices. But the good ones, they will not forsake us.
One of my dad's concerns or upsets was that Rob did not call and talk to him. He did not ask for my hand. And I think that's so sweet. I love my dad so fucking much. He said he should have come to me as a man and he
Yeah.
should have talked to me about this. And
See, the Rob, he was displaying a lot of character that doesn't even look like he's a man in any sense, shape, or form. So let's not be expecting anything manly from him. I think that's the way to put it. Let's not be expecting anything manly from a man like that. Nah.
I'm like, I don't disagree with you. So I talked to Rob about it and I said, listen, this is something you got to do. You're going to have to talk to my dad. So I sent Rob my dad's number and he was just nervous. He was scared. He put it off. He did not call this man for a long while. The night we did call, I forced him to call and it was late and my dad didn't pick up the phone. So my dad was, I think he was disappointed that I was just moving so fast and that this man that I said that I loved and I was going to marry didn't take into consideration that he should be talking to my father. That may be an old tradition, that may not be a tradition where you're from, but from where I'm from, that is proper. So after this,
Even from my country, you cannot marry anybody without going to see their parents. How will you even do the marriage? It can't even happen. Unless if the girl will go and hire parents and pretend that they've gone to, it can't even happen. Unless if people don't want to get married. Because even when you do, let's say of course you can go to court and do the court, but when you want to do the traditional marriage, which is the real marriage recognized in my country, you have to go see the parents. Like there's no how you like find your way around it. You cannot escape that part. You cannot penetrate. No, it's not even possible.
called my grandma, my Nina, that's my dad's mom. I love that woman with all of my heart and soul, and I am confident that my Nina's prayers have been what has gotten me this far in my life. So I called and I told her about him, and she was excited. She was very happy for me. She was like, I just want you to be happy. I want somebody to treat you right and to love you. And if this is what happiness is for you, then I support you. And she said that she would be there for the wedding. At this point, I'm not sure we had set a date. I don't remember, but that'll be coming soon. Anyway, this is the end of part.
Man, I feel for this lady because she appears to be a good person. She even gives that aura of a good person. Oof. And she has not mentioned anything about friends. Maybe she's not looking that friendship department. Because as I am like this, there are decisions that my friends have been able to talk me out of. And those are people I keep people around me that I listen to, people that can call me when I'm doing rubbish. That tell me, no, this thing you're doing is not right. Those are the kind of people I intentionally keep around me. And I listen to them. So it's important that we put those checks and balance around us. It's very important for us. Guys, I'll see you in part 15. Let me show you guys this handcrafted tie and dye shirts. It's so lovely. It's one of my favorite thing. Let me show you another. So this comes in blue and white.